Buffett had some advice about independent directors at companies. This is the context here is about directors giving advice during mergers and acquisitions. So this is when companies buy other companies, right? For those of you who are listening who don't know what those are, he says independent directors are not serving companies well. He says that CEOs rarely bring in outside advisors who provide dissenting opinions, so the deals usually happen. Uh, he also says that when seeking directors, CEOs don't look for pit bulls. Instead, they look for cocker spaniels. I don't really know what he's talking about there. Um,
Cocker spaniels
okay,
are
here it
really
is.
annoying.
He says that too many directors covet the pay that comes with serving on a corporate board, playing nice with the CEO to keep their jobs and get a good reference for more directorships. If a director pushes back on a CEO's proposal, his or her candidacy will silently die. He
Wow.
gives no proof of any of this, but it is telling. So his idea is that only directors with stakes in the company they serve, paid for with their own money and not as compensation for their role, are better incentivized to give good advice. So he's basically saying that billionaires like him are really the only ones who are suited to actually give meaningful advice. I mean, that's a scary thought. I'm disturbed by this.
Okay, so there's that, but I actually think the underlying point here is that
Yeah,
directors are not independent, right? Like that's
they aren't, but
like he's
I don't
making
know.
a bizarre backwards case for the opposite of his conclusion, which is you should fill directorships with people with varied viewpoints who are not beholden to the viewpoint of the CEO. I mean, he's using pay
Yeah.
as he's saying basically because they want to get paid, they're not independent.
But the profile of these people are all people like him, though, and which so I guess he's sort of missing the idea of a diversity of thought and opinion, and not just based on like your gender and your race, but coming from all kinds of fields. And I just don't think just being an owner represents a diversity of opinion for him. I don't. I just find that very limiting.
I also think he's singling out independent directors oddly because non-independent directors isn't that worse? Like how is that better?
We talk about women on boards a lot here, and you're going to talk about it in a second. What percentage of these women that serve directorships at corporations in America have enough ownership to qualify to be giving advice to Warren Buffett?